ॐ नमो नारायणाय ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ श्री गणेशाय नमः। ॐ श्री सरस्वत्यै नमः। ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। ॐ समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्। ॐ सच्चिदानन्दरूपाय विश्वोत्पत्त्यादिहेतवे तापत्रयविनाशाय श्रीकृष्णाय वयं नुमः। ॐ सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां। हरिः ॐ। Suswagatam. We are studying chapter number 4, and the name of the chapter is Jnana Karma Sannyasa Yoga. As we have seen how Bhagavan is indicating Arjuna his own true nature as well as his nature from the standpoint of this world. From the standpoint of this world, what is Bhagavan's nature? So Bhagavan says, Bhutanam Ishvaropi San. Bhagavan, Ishvara, is the controller of the whole universe. So just to remind you, to remind all of us, who can be the controller of this whole world? Let us understand and keep it in mind. One who is almighty, that means most powerful, that which is, that can be the controller of the world or the universe. So the mightiest power is Bhagavan. Second is omniscient, Sarvajna. Sarvajna means one who is an all-knower. For controlling this universe, Bhagavan should have this beautiful aspect that is called as all-knower, knowing principle. Then the third, which is also most important, is Sarvatra, that is called as omnipresent. Bhagavan is there everywhere. So, having understood this nature of Bhagavan from the standpoint of this world, then we can understand and appreciate how Bhagavan is a controller of the whole universe. What is his true nature? True nature of Bhagavan is Ajaha. Ajaha, that means unborn. Second important point is Avyayam. Avyaya means immutable, partless. And Bhagavan says that Atma Tattva, Aham Asmi. So that Atma Tattva, Bhagavan is. But I take Maya with me, and presiding over it, I then appear, manifest in this world. So this aspect of Bhagavan, where he is indicating Arjuna that from both standpoints you must know me. And then we have seen when Bhagavan explained how his manifestation is required for two important reasons. One, yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati abhyuthanam adharmasya. So when the dharma declines, and then what happens? Then there is a lot of growth in unrighteousness. So please note again and keep it in mind. What does it mean? That means people, those who are following dharma uncompromisingly, are becoming less and less, and therefore adharma becomes more. This point we must keep it in mind. Therefore, we as a sadhaka, as a seeker, must follow our dharma uncompromisingly. So that's how Bhagavan is indicating to every one of us. Then he says, Paritranaya sadhuna. What is the second aspect? To protect all the good people. Then Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkrutam. When I protect all good, so I destroy the evil tendencies from this world, and that's how the dharma is re-established. That's the main understanding of Bhagavan's manifestation. Having said so, Bhagavan has beautifully explained to all of us verse number 9 and 10, that what we have seen in the last session. Just we will chant the verse and recap little about it. Janma karma cha me divyam yo evam yo vetti tattvataha tyaktva deha punarjanma neti mameti sojuna. A clear indication is given by Bhagavan here. What is that? Now, please note these clear indications rather. The first is, undoubtedly there is a punarjanma. Please do not have this doubt ever that is there a punarjanma or not. My dear friends, this is confirmed. Bhagavan says, Tyaktva deha punarjanma na eti. That means there is a punarjanma, but to this person, punarjanma is not there. Which? Tattvataha yaha vetti. So last time we have, discussed this tattvataha yaha vetti, this point quite elaborately. So we have to focus that tattvata, that means by principle, we must know what is Bhagavan's nature and how does Bhagavan manifest And even Bhagavan manifest, he does not have gross body like you and me. His appearance is all Chinmaya. It is all Chaitanyamaya. It is not that how we have this body which is made up of tamasika guna. That is not there at all. So that form is a divine form of Bhagavan. So Tattvataha, Bhagavan appears here. Appears. So when we understand this word appears, that does not mean that it comes and it goes. It just appears and it disappears on his own choice for the betterment of the whole universe. And even though Bhagavan appears, one has to understand this principle of Vedanta that is called as appearance is only for the reason, and it is not as a birth as a common person at all. So Bhagavan's appearance and disappearance is just because of the choice, and our birth is not because of choice but because of compulsion. What is the compulsion? Our compulsion is our own ignorance, and because of that the so-called as the bundle of vasanas which we carry, and that is the compulsion in the birth of every human being as well as all other creatures of this universe. Having understood this, now next point Bhagavan said, how someone can reach to me? Then Bhagavan explained it to all of us. Vitaraga bhaya krodha manmaya mamupashritaha bahavo jnana tapasa puta madbhavamagataha. What a beautiful way to explain. So Bhagavan says, yes, oh my dear Arjun, when Arjun had this question, last time again we have discussed it elaborately, that Arjuna was this sort of doubt that is there anyone coming to you, or you are just telling this is how that someone can know me and someone can reach me, but tell me, are they people coming to you? Bhagavan says, Bahavaha. So many people come. But how do they come? Jnana tapasaha. Their tapas is jnana tapasa. That means they reach to the feet of Guru. Then they do a service to a Guru. Then the mind is considerably pure. Then they listen to the message from the scriptures, and that's how the first step they understand, that is called a Shravanam. The second step which they understand and try their level best, reflection, Mananam. And the third step is Nididhyasanam, to understand the subject as an one's own experience. So Jnana tapasaha madbhavamagataha, then they directly reach to me. Bhagavan, I have one more question. Now, this one who is so much interested in jnana, that person alone comes to you and no one else? Arjuna, just wait. Not like that. Verse number 11. Ye yatha mam prapadyante, ye yatha mam prapadyante, tanstathaiva bhajamyaham, tanstathaiva bhajamyaham, Mama vartmanuvartante. Mama vartmanuvartante. Manushya partha sarvashah. Manushya partha sarvashah. Bhagavan is explaining now. Ye yatha mam prapadyante. Ye yatha. Ye means those people. Yatha. Yatha means whatever way. Whatever way. So those people, whatever way, mam prapadyante, they approach to me, they surrender to me. So this is a meaning of ye yatha mam prapadyante. Those people, whatever way. Now this whatever way means whatever is their understanding, whatever is their quality of the mind, and whatever is their path to reach to me. So as per their understanding, as per their quality, as per their own capacity, what do? Mam prapadyante. They surrender to me, they approach to me. Tan, to all of them, tathaiva bhajami aham. That means I bless them as per their own approach to me. As per their own wish, they approach to me, and that's how I bless them with whatever is their capacity and whatever their mental quality or status. Mama vartmanu anuvartante manushyaha. Bhagavan says manushyaha. Manushya means lot of people. People means majority of the people. What do? Vartma anuvartante. Mama. They follow my own path. That means they all actually follow my own path. All manushyaha, sarvasha, everyone. Bhagavan, now this is too much. What, Arjuna? I don't know. You are telling everyone follow your own path, but I don't see such thing in the society. Oh Arjuna, wait, let me explain you now. This is a beautiful aspect. Everyone in the world, whosoever, if he is atheist also, whatever is his wish, what is his goal in life? Bhagavan, maybe happiness, not maybe. It is happiness. Okay, anything else? Maybe peace, not maybe peace, it is peace. So goal of everyone, even that person is most materialistic one, or an atheist also, or whosoever is a devotee or a seeker, everyone's goal is happiness and peace. Yes or no? Yes, oh sir. Yes, so that's how. Now understand, I have already told you my nature is what? Ajaha, and aham atma tattva. What is atma tattva? Sat Chit Anand. I am that happiness, ultimate happiness. I am that peace, ultimate peace. So not knowing also, people, everyone in the world is trying to reach me, and they are trying to actually approach me alone. This is a beautiful explanation of Bhagavan. So, we must know in our life that not knowingly also, we were also following that Bhagavan only because we always wanted, every one of us, happiness alone in life. Nobody wanted sorrow, and therefore we were all running away from sorrow and towards the happiness. Only the Ignorance was not knowing what is happiness and where is happiness. We were just, running towards the object and different people. So similarly, Bhagavan says this is how everyone in this world is knowingly or unknowingly, they are following my own path. They are approaching to me and me alone. Bhagavan, then what is the effect of this action? So many people keep doing so many actions. Arjuna, you want to know why people are so much obsessed with the action? Yes, I want to know. Then listen, verse number 12. Kankshanta karmanam siddhim. Kankshanta karmanam siddhim. Yajanta iha devataha. Yajanta iha devataha. Kshipram himanushe loke. Kshipram himanushe loke. Siddhir bhavati karmaja. Siddhir bhavati karmaja. Bhagavan is telling, Kankshanta, that means desiring, wanting. Karmanam siddhim. What is desiring? Karmanam siddhim, result fulfillment of their actions. So what is the mind status? Through the action, I must get what I want. That is called as a desire, what is there in the mind of a majority of the people. Result fulfillment of their own actions, because they know what they know. If I do the action, I get the result. That is, they have experienced. So what do? Yajante iha devataha. And therefore, they worship different devatas. Now just imagine how true it is that everyone who is desirous, they are worshipping different devatas. And there are powers who give that desirous thing to them if they approach through the right method. What is the example? Like, we have seen in the scriptures, Putra Kameshti Yajna. So, Dashrath Maharaj Ji performed Putra Kameshti Yajna with all the righteous and the right methods which were required, and he could get what he wanted to get it. Then there are people, those who want the material things from this world, called as if the money is required, then no doubt one must do a worship of Mata Lakshmi Ji. If somebody requires a knowledge and get the blessings of Bhagavan Ganesh Ji of removing all the obstructions, then that people must worship Ganesh Ji and Saraswati Mata, and so on and so forth. These are the important deities, and there are different deities which are there, and those who require certain sort of result, they worship them. So those who really want to, achieve the great perfection in their singing and dance, and they also worship. So there are deities, they bless them, and the Gandharvas and Yakshas are there. Such are the different faculties called as Devatas. People worship them. Why? Because they know that they worship to get the result of their action. He, that is indeed Manushe Loke, this is all happening in Manushya Loka. That means in this world called as Bhutalab, that is the world of all the human beings. Kshipram siddhir bhavati. Kshipram means quickly. Siddhir bhavati. Result of action is gained very quickly, and therefore everyone is how they are kankshanta karmanam siddhim. So they are desirous of their own result, fulfillment of the action. This is a very beautiful indication by Bhagavan. See, everyone right from the beginning of our childhood told you do this, you will get that. Everyone. The first thing, if you study good, then you will get a good job. So, this was put up in the mind that if you don't study, then you will fail. See how simple it was. That means continuously that recording was going on right from the beginning. Do this, you will get that. Do this, you will get that. And it is fixed in mind, and we got a result of it also because we studied and we got a good results. That means Kankshanta Karmanam Siddhim is so much absolutely pertaining to the each and every so called as time. So it was there, it is there, it will be there. Second important example is, if you want a good health, then do this, do this, do this. Now just imagine, we all know how much people nowadays are knowing that how to maintain the health, and therefore the business of gymnasium is progressing like anything everywhere. Then it's a little delicate topic, but let me touch this. If you want to remain beautiful and you want to look beautiful, then go to the beautician. And that's why every person now, men are also not behind women. So there are men beauticians also, and everyone wants to be looking so good, and that's why they are going everywhere. So can we imagine how much we all are fitting in this Bhagavan's one rule called as Kankshanta Karmanam Siddhim. Oh, this is a perfect Bhagavan's explanation, and we all fall in that category completely and perfectly. Okay, another point came to my mind. Bhagavan says, Yajante iha devataha. People worship those devatas from where they want to get the result. We also go to different ministries. I have heard that people, if they want to get the work done, so they have to approach, if so called as the work is of education as an so called as field, then they have to approach the education minister. And if that education minister, the state minister, is not actually giving a right reply, then you go to the central education minister, and then you get the job done. And this is also heard story that if you have to please the devata, then you have to worship him with lot of material things. So people also worship different devatas with material things and get the work done. And this is also true in every government office. Yes or no? I am not pleased trying to point out anyone, but I want to make this point clear that if there is a one devata which is called as an officer, and that officer requires a worship, then we can understand the same principle is applied here, only that the worship is of different kind, but there is a worship. That means you have to really give your mind and your time and your material things also to that Devata. When somebody is doing a Havan, even though we say Idam Namama, but you are worshipping and giving that whatever you are providing is to that Devata. So, how much it is true today also, and practically we all can understand and see, yes, it's happening today even in the so-called as this material level of the world too. Another point comes to the mind, like if a person has any problem called as the health problem. So nowadays every problem has one specialist. Oh my God, how much specialist, different levels of specialist. There is a skin specialist, there is a then epidermis specialist, and there is a dermis specialist. Yeah, I'm just joking. Huh? So, how many specialists? Then there is an eye specialist, and then there is a cornea specialist, and then there is an eyelid specialist. I'm just exaggerating. So, just imagine how many specialists. First, there was only one dentist. And now there is periodontist, there is a dorsodentist, and how many things. You just imagine how many devatas there are there. Oh my God, fine. So, how many, if you have something, then you will not go to the wrong person, you will go to the right person who is a specialist in that field. Similarly, Bhagavan is telling, not knowing me as a supreme, people want their desires result, and therefore they keep worshipping different deities, devatas in this whole universe. Bhagavan, that I have understood. But how do we understand different people worship different devatas, and why do they do that? Arjuna, you really want to know? Bhagavan, I am curious to know. Let me tell you why. Because Arjuna, there are different sections of people. They have different set of mind, and therefore they go in a different directions. Verse number 13, a very popular verse of Bhagavad Gita, and the chapter number 4, also very controversial too. Let us see why and how. Chaturvarnyam maya srishtam, Chaturvarnyam maya srishtam, Gunakarma vibhagashaha, Gunakarma vibhagashaha, Tasya kartaramapi mam, Tasya kartaramapi mam, Vidhyakartaramavyayam, Vidhyakartaramavyayam. Now Bhagavan is explaining here what are the different 4 sections of the society. So first is Chaturvarnyam maya srishtam. Chaturvarna, 4 sections, maya srishtam, created by me. That's a first important aspect. How do you create that? Bhagavan says, Guna karma vibhagashaha. On the basis of what? Guna and karma. Guna means quality, karma means action. So we will see it one by one. Tasya kartaram apimam. That means I am a doer of these all creation. But understand, O Arjuna, Bhagavan, are you telling me a secret? Yes. What is the secret? Vidya akartaram avyayam. Though I have created all this, but I am not the doer, because my true nature is avyayam. Now this avyaya to be understood. Avyaya is, Bhagavan already explained, that avyaya is ajaha, that is unborn. That avyaya is a nature of Atma Tattva. That Atma Tattva is akarta, abhokta. So, nirvikara, nirguna, that is a swarup of Bhagavan from the absolute standpoint. So, here Bhagavan is telling that unless and until you understand me tattvataha, you will not understand what is a creation. This is a beautiful first point as a very subtle point of the Vedanta. So, we will see that also. The first, let us start. Chatur Varnyam Maya Srishtam. So, these are the 4 sections of the society. What are the 4 sections of the society? The first is Brahmana, second Kshatriya, third is Vaishya, and the fourth is Shudra. So, one point one has to understand. What is called as Brahmana? Brahmana is that quality of the mind and intellect. So, when it is said mind, one has to understand it's a settled body. So, that's what I am explaining, mind and intellect. So, what is the quality of that mind and intellect? That mind of Satvika, that person is prominently having a Sattva Guna. Prominently having a Sattva Guna. And that's why they are the thinkers in the society. They are the thinkers in the society. This is the first aspect. Okay, the second aspect is Kshatriya. The prominent quality of Kshatriya is Rajasika Guna. Rajas is predominant. Therefore, what is the action? Ambitious actions. And therefore, they are the administrators. They are the administrators. They are the protectors. Okay. The third is Vaishya category, which is called as the third important section of this society, and the prominent is no doubt Rajasika Guna, but equally but little less is Tamasika Guna too. So, what is their main function in the society? Their main function in the society is to create resources and to get into a different parts of the world. So, these are the resourceful persons. So, they are called as Vaishya. The economic whole sort of strategy is from their own standpoint or from their own right angle. They develop it and they extend it, they work for that. Then the fourth section, the last section, they are the Shudra. Predominantly the guna is Tamas Guna, and then the Rajasika Guna and the Sattva Guna is very minimum in their mental status. So, what is their action? Their action is to follow the orders, to do the actions without thinking, without any administration and without any sort of producing resources. Then what do? They just do a job which is called as a labor job, which is called as without involving much mind and intellect. When the job is done, then that job is called as labor job. So Gurudev is to explain beautifully, is to say, if the CEO of the company, he also has only one attitude, that to grab money and money for me and my own kin and kith, then he says he is no doubt sitting in a AC chamber, but he is nothing different than the laborer. He is also a laborer. So why? Because his mental capacity is as that of the laborer. That's what Pujya Gurudev is to explain. So therefore, we have seen these are the 4 important sections of the society. Now what happened? Because of wrong understanding or because of some selfish gain of some selfish people, they have really messed up with this right knowledge, and they have given it into a very wrong way to this society as a caste. And therefore, having given the caste as a name, then what happened? They have given the status called as superiority and inferiority. This was also a big mistake. So, knowing this, if we understand it is some mistake, so let us not follow it at all as a caste, but follow it as the dharma. Follow it as a dharma. Dharma means duty. What can be my duty? As per my capacity and as per my role. So, as per my capacity is what? My capacity, if it is to study well and really develop the sharp intellect, then I fall in the category of Brahmana. So, there wherever you are, in whichever so-called as clan or in the caste, doesn't make any difference at all. So, that person can become a great Brahmana, Brahmanical quality that person can develop. How many examples? So, in Santa category, we have Santa Rahidas ji, who was a cobbler, but he has raised himself to the status of Brahmana. Then there was Santa Tukaram Maharaj, also very from the poor quality as well as poor section of the society, but he has raised himself to the great extent. Then there was a Rajasik, great person who has given Gayatri mantra, who raised to the, again from the Kshatriya to the quality of Brahmana. So just imagine, we have so many examples with us that with their right approach, with their right action, they could really take themselves to the highest level of this quality of mind and intellect, which is called as a sattva quality. So, it is very much required that every person cannot do every job. It is very much true. And we must not have this sort of wrong notion that everyone can do anything. No, not possible at all. So, what is the example? Like if somebody tells us, now let us take a gun and go to the so-called as the borders of your country and fight for your country. So, we are not fit for it at all. If we take a gun which is of 5 to 10 kgs, even holding the gun in a 1 hour, our hands will get paralyzed. It's a fact. So, we are not actually fit for that at all. So, similarly, we must understand. Somebody says, go and take up a charge of the police office called as police station. Again, we are not fit for it at all. I am telling you something which is common, simple thing. Somebody says, go and take a charge of a ministry. Somebody would take a charge of ministry to make mess of that field. And no doubt we have seen how much mess people have done by taking the wrong charges and sitting in the wrong places. Okay, fine. So, not blaming anyone, but not understanding the quality, and to take up that work is really a very bad thing to happen. Therefore, we all must understand, let us not put it as a caste, but let us understand is because of the quality we take up the right action, which is as per the quality of the mind and intellect. Okay. So, from the standpoint of this one, the thinkers, what do? They support the society by right knowledge. So, thinkers support the society by right knowledge, by giving a right knowledge. Then what the administrators they do? They take up this knowledge and they protect the whole society with their right actions. And they see to it that the law and order is maintained. That is the administration job. Then what do? The Vaishya category, they have such a great talent. They, if the simple one resource is there, to that one resource they can multiply it and produce multiple things out of simple things, and they can reach to different levels or different part of country as well as the globe too. And the last but not the least, the Kshudra, what do? They do their job so sincerely if they understand their quality, and that's how each and every whole world can remain clean, neat and tidy also. So therefore, all sections of society are equally important, and there is nothing called as inferior or there is nothing called as superior. If this we can understand, this will be a greatest achievement in the whole world, because this is not only in India, but it is everywhere. The racism and whatnot is followed in a different way, and that's nothing but called as inferiority and superiority because of the skin color or because of the whatever the action they do. So one must understand, if we have a knowledge, what should we have? Humility. Most important aspect. What is the humility? Not to have this superciliousness at all. What is called as superciliousness? Considering ourselves to be superior and considering someone to be inferior. That is actually a biggest mistake in this path of spirituality. So, having understood this, we will take up now that important aspect, what Bhagavan is telling, aham kartaram api, but viddhi akartaram avyamaham. This aspect we will take it up tomorrow morning. Let us now contemplate for some time and recollect all the right ideas, the discussion points which we have done in this session. So wherever you are, you can sit straight, take a good posture, see to it that your back is straight, neck is straight, all the body parts are comfortable. Focus on 1 minute to this breathing process, where the air comes and where air goes. Just focus on it. Which is called as pranavikshana, observing your own breath. This gives us a mental focus, one-pointedness. Having reached to a good concentration level, let us turn our attention to today's discussion points, where Bhagavan is explaining it's not only Jnana Tapasa, those seekers of knowledge come to me, but others also, they approach me. When they approach as per their own wish, I bless them. In their mind, there are different desires, and therefore they approach to different devatas, deities. As per their own actions, they get the result of it. And therefore, they have this firm understanding that action brings them the desirous results. The whole world, knowingly and unknowingly, O Arjuna, is approaching to me alone. How is it so? Even the atheist, what is his desire in life? To achieve the happiness, also the peace in life. A material person, what is his desire or what is her desire? Also the same as that of the atheist. Happiness and peace. Seekers of the truth also are in search of same happiness and peace. If we understand this, that everyone's ultimate goal is the happiness and peace alone, O Arjuna, as I have already told you, my true nature is Atma Tattva. That Atma Tattva is Sat Chit Ananda Swarupa. Therefore, everyone, whosoever is approaching and performing any action to achieve happiness, knowingly, unknowingly, they are approaching to me alone. In this world, because of the different mindset, the approach of every person is different. There are 4 sections in this society. The first section is predominantly with the quality of sattva, where they perform the duty of thinker. They are the think tank of the society. Second section are the administrators. They receive the knowledge and with their muscular power and right strategies, they maintain the law and order in the society. The third section, they are the resourceful people. They create different resources and take them to the different part of the country as well as the globe. Last section are the followers of all the three, and that's how they maintain their life. They do physical activity more than the mental and intellectual. With right knowledge, we must understand there is nothing called as inferiority and superiority, but some selfish people, they have categorized it from the ignorant standpoint as inferior and superior. And therefore, there is so much of hatred seen in the society. Let us rise above all this ignorance of inferiority and superiority due to the birth in particular family or clan. Let us respect everyone. Let us have humility to understand that tattva which is there in everyone. That Atma which is supporting every upadhi. So it's only a difference in upadhi, but that which is a substratum is one and one alone. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Om Purnamada Purnamidam पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ओम शांति शांति शांति।
ॐ नमो